stage
Mm-hmm.
revision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, paragraph page 146. Dash headword was three times full stage revision and
Mm-hmm.
5 minute reading, right?
Ah, yes.
Okay, so let's start from where you ended. Ready?
Mm. Okay.
Okay, so what am I doing? What am I doing? You're cutting the table
You are cutting the
with
table
your finger.
with your finger.
What do we cut meat with? What do we cut meat with? We cut
We cut
meat
the meat
with a
with a
knife.
knife.
Can we cut bread without a knife? Can we cut bread without a knife? No, we
No,
can't
I
cut
can.
bread
We can cut bread without
without
a
a
knife.
knife. Very good. Okay, next. What am I? Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're lifting the table.
Are you lifting the table?
Can you lift the table with your little finger? Can you lift the table with your little finger? No, I
No,
can't lift
I
the
can't
table
lift the
with
table
my little
with
finger.
my little finger
Why not? Why not? Because it's too
because
heavy for
it's
me
too heavy
for
for
to
me
lift.
to lift.
Drag it. Is the piece of paper light enough for you to lift? Is a piece of paper light enough for you to lift? Yes, a
Yes,
piece of
a
paper
piece of
is
paper
light enough
is
for
light
me to
enough
lift.
for me to lift.
Very good. Okay, next. Is the table as high as the door? Is the table as high as the door? No,
No,
the table isn't
the
as
table
high
isn't as high
as the door.
as a door.
It's lower than the door.
It's lower than the door.
Is your building as high as Mount Everest? Is your building as high as Mount Everest? No, my
No,
building isn't
my building
as
isn't
high as
as
Mount
higher
Everest.
as
As
Mount
Mama,
Everest.
as high
Mm,
as
mm.
Mount
Um,
Everest.
as high as Mount
It's
Everest.
lower than Mount
It's
Everest.
lower than Mount Everest.
Is the river Thames as long as the Nile? Is the river Thames as long as the Nile? No, the
No,
river
the
Thames
river
isn't
Thames
as long as
isn't as
the
long
Nile.
as the
It's
Niles.
shorter than the
It's
Nile.
shorter than the Niles.
Very good. Is Spain as large as South America? Is Spain as large as South America? No,
No,
Spain isn't
Spain
as
isn't
large
as
as
large
South
as
America.
South
It's
America.
smaller than South
It's more
America.
smaller than South America.
Very good. Tell me the names of the four seasons of the year. Tell me the names of the four seasons of the year, please. The names
The
of
names
the four
of the
seasons
four
of the
seasons
year
of the
are
year
spring,
are
summer,
spring,
autumn,
summer,
and winter.
autumn, and winter.
What season are we in now? What season are we in now? We're in.
We are in summer now.
Very good. What was last season? What was last season? Last season
Last
was.
season was spring.
What will next season be? What will next season be? Next season
Next
will
season
be.
will be autumn.
Very good. Which day precedes Wednesday? Which day precedes Wednesday? Tuesday
Tuesday
precedes Wednesday.
proceeds Wednesday.
Very good. Does Thursday precede Wednesday? Does Thursday precede Wednesday? No.
No,
Thursday doesn't
Thursday
precede.
proceeds
Doesn't
doesn't proceed
Wednesday. It
Wednesday.
follows it.
It's follow it.
Right? Which number follows the number 13? Which number follows the number 13? 14 follows
14
the
follows
number
the
13.
number 13.
Very good. Do students precede the teacher out of the classroom after the lesson? Do students precede the teacher out of the classroom after the lesson? No. The
No, the
students don't
student
precede the
don't
teacher
proceed the teacher
out of the classroom
out of the
after
classroom
the lesson.
after the
They
lesson.
follow him.
They follow him.
Right? Does the teacher precede the students into the classroom before the lesson? Does the teacher precede the students into the classroom before the lesson? No.
No,
The teacher
the
doesn't
teacher
precede the
doesn't
students
proceed the student
into the classroom
into the
before the
classroom
lesson.
before the
He
lesson.
follows them.
He followed them.
Very good. When do you have your breakfast? When do you have your breakfast? I have my
I have
breakfast
my
at.
breakfast at 8.
When does the lesson begin? When does the lesson begin? The lesson
The
begins
lesson
at.
begins at 10.
Very good. When do you get up in the morning? When do you get up in the morning? I get up at.
I get up at 7 in the morning.
Very good. What other words can we use instead of whereas? What other words can we use instead of whereas? We can
We
use
can use
while and
while
whiles
and whilst and while
instead of whereas.
instead of whereas.
Right? Which word do we use the most when we speak? Which word do we use the most when we speak? We generally
We
use
generally
whereas
use
the most
whereas the
when
most
we speak.
when we speak.
Very good. Is that an old building you're in at the moment? Is that an old building you're in at the moment? Yes or no?
No,
This isn't an
it
old
isn't
building
an old
I'm
building
in at the moment.
I'm in at the moment.
Are your shoes new? Are your shoes new? Yes or no?
No,
My
my
shoes
shoes
aren't
aren't
new.
new.
They're old.
They're old.
But is your blouse older than your shoes? Is your blouse older than your shoes? Yes or no?
No,
My blouse
my
isn't
blouse
older than my
isn't
shoes.
older than my
It's
shoes.
newer than my
It's
shoes.
newer than my shoes.
Well, what's the newest thing you're wearing? What's the newest thing you're wearing? My
My socks
are the
are
newest
the
things
newer thing
I'm wearing.
I'm wearing.
Very good. What's the difference between new and young? What's the difference between new and young? The difference
The
between
difference
new
between
and young
new and
is that
young
we
is
use
that the
new
new we use
for
news
things,
for things,
whereas we use young
whereas we use young
for people.
for people.
Is Miss Brown an old woman? Is Miss Brown an old woman? Yes or no?
Mm.
No.
No,
Miss Brown
Miss
isn't
Brown
an old
isn't
woman.
an old woman.
She's a young girl.
She's a young girl.
Wait, are you older than your mother? Are you older than your mother? No,
No,
I'm not
I'm
older
not
than my
older
mother.
than
I'm
my
younger,
my mother. I'm
very
younger than my
than my.
mother.
Who's the youngest in your family? Who's the youngest in your family?
My daughter
Is the
is the
youngest
youngest
in
in
my.
my family.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're putting your hand
You are putting
on
your
the
hand
table.
on the table.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're taking
You
your
are
hand
taking
off
your
the
hand
table.
out of the table.
Well, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're putting your
You are
hat
putting your
on.
hat on.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're taking
You are
your hat
taking
off.
your hat off.
Well, what do we put on when we go out in winter? What do we put on when we go out in winter? We put our
We
hats
put our
and
hat
coats on
and coat on
when we go out
when
in
we
winter.
go out in winter.
What do we take off when we come into a building? What do we take off when we come into a building? We take our
We take
hats
our hat
and coats
and
off
coat off
when we come
when
into a
we come
building.
into a building.
Very good. What are the two most important holidays of the year in Europe? What are the two most important holidays of the year in Europe? The two most
The two most
important holidays
important
of the
holidays
year in
of the
Europe
year in Europe
are
are
Christmas and
Christmas
Easter.
and Easter.
When's Christmas? When's Christmas? Christmas is on
Christmas
the
is
25th
on the
of
25th
December.
of December.
When's Easter? When's Easter? Easter's in spring,
Easter's in spring,
either in March
either in
or
March
in April.
or in April.
Very good. Okay, next. Here we go. Is this box empty? Is this box empty? No, that
No, that
box
box
isn't empty.
isn't
It's
empty.
full.
Empty. It's
Okay.
full.
Are your pockets full of money? Are your pockets full of money? Yes or yes?
No,
No, my
no,
pockets
my
aren't
pockets
full of money.
aren't full of
Yeah,
money.
because you use a wallet. Okay. Is your stomach empty after a large meal? Is your stomach empty after a large meal? No, my
No,
stomach
my
isn't
stomach
empty
isn't empty
after a
after
large
a
meal.
large
It's
meal.
full.
It's full.
Are the streets full of people during the night? Are the streets full of people during the night? No, the
No,
streets
the
aren't
street
full of
aren't
people
full of
during
people
the night.
during the
They're
night.
empty during
They're
the night.
empty during the night.
Very good. Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? No, we
No,
can't see
we
the
can't
sun
see
in the
the sun
sky
in the sky
during the night,
during the night,
but we can see
but we can
the moon
see
and the
the
stars.
moon and the stars.
What colors the moon? What colors the moon? The moon's
The
the
moons,
color of silver.
the color of silver.
Can we count the stars? Can we count the stars? No, we
No,
can't
we
count
can't
the
count the
stars.
stars.
Very good. Of these three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of these three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of those
Of
three
those three
subjects,
subjects,
mathematics,
mathematics,
history, and
history,
geography,
and
I
geography,
like
I like history the most.
About how many subjects must children generally study at school? About how many subjects must children generally study at school? Children must
Children
generally
must
study
generally
about
study about 12
subject
subjects
at school.
at school.
Do you like the subject of mathematics? Do you like the subject of mathematics? Yes or no?
No,
I don't like
I
the
don't like the
subject
subject
of
of
mathematics.
mathematics.
Very good. What do we do when we get up in the morning? What do we do when we get up in the morning? We wash
We
and
wash
dress
and
when
dress
we get up
when we
in the
get up
morning.
in the morning.
Do you dress before washing? Do you dress before washing? Yes or no?
No,
I don't dress
I don't
before
dress
washing.
before
I
washing.
wash before
I wash
dressing.
before dressing.
What do we wash our hands with? What do we wash our hands with? We wash
We
our
wash our
hands with
hands
soap
with
and water.
soap and water.
What do we wash our hair with? What do we wash our hair with? We wash our hair
We wash our
with
hair with
shampoo and water.
shampoo and water.
Where is it hot in Finland? Is it hot in Finland? No, it
No,
isn't hot
it
in
isn't hot
Finland.
in
It's
Finland.
cold.
It's cold.
Is it warm in autumn? Is it warm in autumn? No, it
No,
isn't
it
warm
isn't
in
warm
autumn.
in autumn.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Is it hotter in winter than in summer? Is it hotter in winter than in summer? No,
No,
it isn't
it
hotter
isn't
in winter
hotter in
than
winter
in summer.
than in summer.
It's colder in winter
It's colder in
than
winter
in summer.
than summer.
Which is one of the hottest countries in the world? Which is one of the hottest countries in the world? India is one
India
of
is
the
one
hottest
of the
countries
hottest
in the
countries
world.
in the world.
Which is one of the coldest countries in the world? Which is one of the coldest countries in the world? Finland is one
Finland
of
is
the
one
coldest
of the
countries
coldest
in the
countries
world.
in the world.
Is it as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? Is it as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? No, it
No,
isn't
it
as hot
isn't as hot
in
in
Scandinavia as in
Scandinavia
Spain.
as in
It's
Spain.
colder in
It's colder
Scandinavia
in
than in
Scandinavia
Spain.
than in Spain.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're tasting your
You were
finger.
tasting your finger.
Do you like the taste of tea without sugar? Do you like the taste of tea without sugar? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I
yes.
like the taste
I
of
like the
tea
taste of tea
without sugar.
without sugar.
What do we taste with? What do we taste with? We taste
We
with our
taste
tongues.
with our tongues.
Very good. What's the difference between as many as and as much as? What's the difference between as many as and as much as? The difference
The
between
difference
as
between
many
as
as
many
and
as
as much
and
as
as much
is
as
that we
is
use
that
as
we
many
use as
as
many
for
as
things we
for
can
things
count
we can
and
count
as much
w-
as
and as much
for
as
things we can't
for
count.
things we can't count.
Have I got as many fingers on my left hand as on my right? Have I got as many fingers on my left hand as on my right? Yes, you've got
Yes,
as
you've
many
got as
fingers
many
on your
fingers
left hand
on your left
as
hand
on your right.
as on your right.
Do you eat as much food for dinner as you do for lunch? Do you eat as much food for dinner as you do for lunch? Yes or no?
No,
I don't eat as
I
much
don't eat
food
as
for
much
dinner
food for
as
dinner
I do for
as
lunch.
I do for
I
lunch.
eat less food
I eat less
for
food
dinner
for
than
dinner
I do for lunch.
yeah, than
Than
I
I
do
do
for
for
lunch.
lunch. Very good. Have we got as many feet as fingers? Have we got as many feet as fingers? No, we
No,
haven't
we
got
haven't
as
got
many feet
as many
as
feet
fingers.
as
We've
fingers.
got fewer feet
We've got fewer
than
feet
fingers.
than
Do
fingers.
you drink as much fruit juice as water? Do you drink as much fruit juice as water? Yes or no?
No,
I don't drink
no, I don't
as
drink
much fruit
as
juice
much fruit
as
juice
water.
as
I
water.
drink less fruit
I drink
juice
less fruit juice
than water.
than water.
Right. Do you think you read as many books as your mother? Do you think you read as many books as your mother? Yes or no?
Yes,
I think I read
I think I
as
read
many books
as
as
many
my
books
mother.
as my mother.
Very good. Okay. Do you send cards to your friends at Christmas time? Do you send cards to your friends at Christmas time? Yes or no?
No,
I don't send
I don't
cards
send
to my
cards
friends
to my
at
friends
Christmas time.
at Christmas time.
Wait, do you send postcards to your friends and family when you go on holiday? Do you send postcards to your friends and family when you go on holiday? Yes or no?
No,
I don't send
I don't send
postcards to
postcard
my friends
to
and
my
family
friends and
when I
family
go on
when I
holiday.
go on holiday.
When you go on holiday, do you take photos with a camera or with your phone? When you go on holiday, do you take photos with a camera or with your phone? When I
Yes.
go on holiday,
When I go on
I
holiday,
take photos with
I take
my
photos with my phone.
phone. Very good. What's the opposite of send? What's the opposite of send? The
The
opposite of send
opposite of send
is
is
receive.
receive.
Very good. Okay, so we stop there and let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Okay, so our reading is at stage 12, paragraph page 1160. Last headword was hurdle. Okay, start with the headword stray.
Okay. Stray. Would you ever consider adopting a stray dog or cat? No, I've I I mm,
I'd never,
I do never consider adopting a stray dog or cat. Paddle, soggy,
one more, soggy,
soggy,
squelch.
squelch,
Hmm.
squelch. Mhm. If you walked through a deep puddle, would your shoes and socks get soggy? Yes. If I walked through a deep puddle,
And
my
socks.
shoes and socks would get soggy. And what kind of noise would your shoes make? My shoes make squelching noise. Startle, start, absorbed. Are you